Welcome, Aytül Erçil. I know a lot about Vispera and your successful background, but it's such an amazing story. But I'm sure that our audience would like to hear that from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I'm an electrical engineering by training. I studied at Boğaziçi University electrical engineering plus math. Then I did my master's and PhD at Brown University in US. And then I worked at GM Research Labs for 5 years and came back to Turkey as a faculty member. So I was at Boğaziçi University for 13 years and Sabancı University for 13 years. And in the meantime, I started a company called Vistec, which was doing image processing for manufacturing automation. In 2013, I sold it to a German company, Revision, which is #1 in Europe, #3 globally. And together with the R&D manager of Vistec, we started Vispera, which is doing image processing machine learning for retail industry. So Vispera was born with long experience, and all the mistakes that we did in Vistec, we learned from them. And in Vispera, actually the name Vispera comes from what we do, vision. And Pera is partly perakende, which is retail in Turkey, and partly for we both love Istanbul, and Pera is one of the old names of Istanbul. So we like to do that. But later we learned that Vispera means eve in Spanish. So we think Vispera is the eve of good things.
Amazing, amazing story. So how do you differentiate your company and yourself? There are many players in the field, and what are your unique points?
Well, our biggest asset at Vispera is our human talent. We work with top people, best talent. So to do that, actually, we started with our immediate neighbors. For example, the core team came from Vistec, the previous company. And so we started with a team of great people who worked together for several years. And everybody we hired after that was really very meticulously chosen. So we hardly hired, especially at the beginning, people who applied to us. We went after people. So that was one of the things that differentiated us. In fact, for example, one of our competitors has received more than $1 billion of investment, but our technology is better than them, and their customers are switching to us. We have zero churn. We haven't lost any customers so far, which is another thing that differentiates us, because we give very high importance to our customers. So those are really, and we focus. That's really the third thing. We get a lot of requests for solving other problems with computer vision, which we can do, but we don't, because we want to focus and be the best in what we do.
I understand. Speaking of talent, what does talent mean to you? And how many people is working in your company right now?
Well, I define talent as a natural aptitude, an inner quality that emerges effortlessly. It's a little different than skill, because it can be confused. Skill is something that you acquire over time via learning, whereas talent is something that comes naturally. But of course you need an environment to nurture the talent. For example, a child with a good ear to music doesn't necessarily become the best musician in the world. So you need a good tutor and a good environment. So what we try to do at Vispera is get the best talent and create an environment to nurture them so that they can be productive. We have around 115 people right now at Vispera. We started with 5.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
grew to that number.
And what is the greatest risk of your business? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
Well, we currently work in 25 countries with global companies like Coca-Cola, Unilever, Philip Morris, Danone, Henkel. So those companies all have high demands. And as I said earlier, we haven't had any churn, so we keep our customers happy. But this is a challenge to always meet their demands on time with limited resources that we have. So that's the biggest challenge. And of course, another big challenge is to lose our talent pool, because recently, especially in Turkey, there's a lot of brain drain. A lot of people are going abroad, and we've actually lost a few people in that trend too. But so this is really the biggest difficulty.
So talking about going away talents, do you have an expansion plan for global?
Well, Vispera actually started as a global company. Our very first invoice was outside of Turkey. That was our goal from the very beginning. We wanted to be a global company. And currently we're operating in 25 countries, from Brazil to Israel to Germany to Kazakhstan, all over the world. And we want to keep doing that. We want to, our immediate plan is we just opened our US office. So we want to grow in the US really this year and upcoming years. And we do have an exit plan. In fact, we already have two companies who said to us that they're interested in eventual acquisition. So we want to sell the company eventually, but not until we become a unicorn, let's say.
So I guess that's the break-even point for you, like becoming a unicorn.
Well, that's the ultimate goal, but break-even is, when our revenues are above our expenses. Our revenues keep growing, but we keep investing. So we constantly grow. We open new offices. We hire new people. We develop new products. So we haven't reached break-even yet. Maybe next year, but that's not really our biggest concern. Our biggest concern is to continue growing.
Amazing. So, a bit personal question: what do you read or listen to when you have time, when you're free time?
Well, I love reading, but I don't have much time for it. But the most recent book that I'm reading right now is Blindness by José Saramago, a Portuguese writer. I've read, the previous book I read was also by him, but I read different kinds of books. For example, one book that I recently read was The Wild Swans, Three Daughters of China. It was about three women from three generations. It was very interesting.
I heard about that book. It's a really nice
In terms of what I listen, it really depends on my mood. I mean, one day I may listen to Spanish guitar, another day pop music, another day. It really depends on my mood. But it's constantly, there's something playing in the background when I work.
And how do you invest, like financially and personally, in yourself? What do you do for investment?
I'm a certified angel investment, so I do invest in startups, mostly in technical startups, and also companies that that help sustainability. For example, one of the companies I invested creates new material from olive seeds. So I like those kind of, both involving technology and also useful for the society.
That's what I was going to ask next actually. Besides the business goals of Vispera, do you have any aspiration for your business to play a bigger role to touch people's lives?
Well, I try to help people, especially startups, and especially female startups, a lot via different organizations. For example, I'm on the board of Kagider, Women Association of Turkey, and there we help people access finance or tell them about new technologies that's going on, or just help them connect with customers. I'm also active in Turkish Women International, and I give lectures in universities or mentor people. So I try to, because I had a lot of difficulties especially when I had my first company. There were lots of difficulties, and it's important to pass on that experience.
And with technology, I guess it's much easier to reach out to those talents in the field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And can you please define these words for us: growth and fail, and certainty and uncertainty?
Growth is continuous development. It may mean different things for in different contexts. For example, for companies, it may mean increase in revenue, increase in employees. But for personal growth, it may be, learning about new things, new situations. Fail for me is experience, because you learn from your failures. In fact, I was at Stanford once, and an investor said, a person came to me, he had a great idea, he was very successful, but I didn't invest because I never invest in people who haven't seen failure. So because you learn from your failures. So I think fail is related to experience. And uncertainty is, there's a saying by a famous mathematician, I think, the only certain thing is uncertainty, something like that. So it's with insufficient information, limited knowledge, and our life is full of uncertainty. I mean, every day we have to make decisions under uncertainties. And that's actually a biggest learning in life, how to make decisions under uncertainty.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing your experience and
Sure.
your ideas with us, and hope to see you soon again with another interview.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for watching us, and hopefully we'll see you with a new talent very soon.